Welcome to Early Bird Picker. My name is Rafa. I'm a reseller on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and Amazon. Glad to be back here in the nest doing a sold video for you. This is the first time that I'm doing a sold video that is not a strictly weekly one or a weekend one. It's pretty much just letting me pick whatever I think would make a really great sold video. So I hope you guys really enjoy the change of format, enjoy seeing what I pick, why I picked it, and let's get started. Alright, first up we've got these toddler Nike Air Jordan black and blue in absolutely excellent condition. There's only one defect on them. Let me find it. You know what? It's like that hard to find. Basically, they're just almost like new condition. The bottoms are completely clean, and the buyer thought so as well. Let me read to you one of his messages that he sent me. I picked these up just last weekend, $5 cost of good. I listed them on Facebook Marketplace, $50 with free shipping. Here's a message that the potential buyer sent to me. He says, "Good morning, bro. Hey, would you mind sending me pics of the actual shoes so I can see the current condition? These were so clean and so new, in combination with the fact that I used Photo Room, which makes a perfectly clean white background. He thought these were stock photos. That's about as good as it can get when you're flipping used shoes that someone thinks they're brand new." And so I was really excited to respond back, telling him that that is the condition. Those are the actual shoes. I did tell him I use a photo editor, and he was cool with it, and he bought them immediately. $50, free shipping, sold. I'm gonna try something new. I really am trying to get better at telling you guys the exact takeaway, and so I've got notes. $50, free label, free shipping. Label's $5.50 on Facebook Marketplace. So the $45.50. At the end of the day, they say I'm going to get $41.76. I'm only starting this with Facebook Marketplace because they really easily tell you what your takeaway is. It's harder to find on eBay. So I'm starting with what's easy. I paid the $5 cost of good. The total profit on this one, $37.76 for toddler shoes. That's awesome, and just really happy to send on something of such high quality. Not sure if I mentioned it, but I also chose this one because Jordan is a major bolo. Of course, most people probably know that one. Alright, here's the second thing that I sold today that I wanted to choose to include. It is a series of postcards called Chess Informant, and basically it has all the world chess champions. I'm not sure what period of time, but quite a few postcards here. Not the greatest condition, some yellowing to some of them. Here's of course the best, the greatest of all time, Bobby Fischer. Whenever when I was in high school and actually like middle school, I played chess very seriously at a national level. I only mention that to say that as we're going into this Lean Six Sigma project, it really calls out to me because it kind of reminds me of my days of playing chess. And basically at the start of the game, you're trying to get together the strategy that you're going to use, put all the pieces in just the right spot. And so that's kind of what I'm planning to do for my business to overhaul it. I'm looking at it as a really big game of chess, trying to structure everything in the right place so I have the best chance of winning. I also say that just because with the change of how I'm changing up all of my videos, I just want to give a chance for you guys to get to know me a little bit better, my background, what I bring to the table basically as far as trying to really structure a business. So I am very strategic. That's kind of how my mind works. The other thing is that I've worked in customer service and just really basically nice businesses with the highest quality expected customer service, and so it doesn't necessarily come naturally to me, but I do have extensive training and experience in it. And so there's probably things that I'm doing in my business right now that are best practices. We're going to look at for sure starting with the worst practices as we get into the Lean Six Sigma stuff, but there's things that I'm doing that I do really well, and I don't really ever share those with you guys. And it occurred to me that I didn't share them because I didn't want you to think that I'm trying to show off or just but if it's something that helps you, I think that's probably pretty valuable. So I probably will start adding some of the things that I do, just little details that I think make a big overall difference. And so the reason why I chose these chess postcards, they didn't sell for very much. They only sold for $7.77, so that has nothing to do with it. These have been listed for months and months and months, not selling, even as I lower the price. Here's the deal. I discovered at some point that I had not just the postcards, I also had these. So again, it is by the same like cartoonist or whatever, and it's a World Chess Champions, pretty much the same thing, just in like I don't know if these are 8x10s or just a larger format like this. Well, what occurred to me is if these aren't selling very well, the postcards, if I take the time to list these, it's likely not worth it because they're probably not going to sell either. So my plan is I put these in the same item location as here, as the postcards, and my decision was that one day I knew these would ultimately sell, that what I'm going to do is I'm going to ship this with this just as a gift with purchase, because at the end of the day I would probably just donate this rather than try and list it. It makes more sense to me when you're running a business. It makes more sense to me when you're running a business. If you have items that you're going to donate, you might as well try and give those to the people that are actually buying from you, because it overall just makes the impact of their experience a lot better. They get a free item, which everybody loves, and this actually goes with this one really well. The only time that I wouldn't do this is if it's an international purchase and the addition of the extra item would really increase the shipping weight, because I have no idea how those international shipping prices would increase exponentially on their end. But if it's a local sale like here in the US, and even if I have to pay a couple extra bucks, I still send extra stuff like that from time to time, just because I want it out of the inventory or out of my system basically, and I just think it's a really nice kind of touch to do for some customers, even if they're just random and you don't know them. So hope those tips help you tonight. By the way, I want to give a special shout out to Scott over at Dumpster Diver Dad. He hooked me up with this awesome hat. I saw it on his Instagram and he gave me an incredible price, basically free, and I just want to give a special shout out and send you my thanks. This next clip falls in the line of Bolos. This is just a clip basically of my mom scoring a Yeti Roadie Cooler 20 at a garage sale. We paid 60 bucks for it. And this is footage from that garage sale that didn't make it onto a garage sale video, but I did just want to share it with you guys because it's another one of her awesome picks from the last couple weekends. Headed to take my mom some more money. She sent me that she came across a $60 Yeti cooler. I don't know which one she's at though. Okay, I spotted her. Specialized bike.
This is when they're not making anymore.
Oh.
So, because it's real, tight right here. I mean, I'm sure if somebody had more muscle, they could probably do it, but I cannot, so.
Did that Salt Life sticker come on, or did you put that on there?
No, I put that on
okay.
There. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I have a camo Yeti back here that I've just put stickers all over it.
I definitely want this cooler. It's a nice cooler.
We like these two also.
Might want to look at other stuff. I'll go ahead and pay for. Okay, so you said 60 on this one?
Yeah, this is 20, this is 15.
Well, you're winning garage sale Saturday again.
Did you find that for $189?
I think it's more than that. I didn't want to look too hard.
Rafa, did I spend too much money?
No, I have no idea what that stuff is.
This is worth about $65.
Oh, is it for sale? I thought you said it was for...
No. This is worth about 80 something.
Wow. Let me see. I don't even know what that stuff is, but let me look up the Roadie.
Roadie?
This is the Yeti Roadie 20. Okay. In used condition, there's one that went for $250, $192. Okay. Pink one for $349, $360.
Rafa.
This one's white.
Rafa.
$230 for a white one. I hate to say it though, this might be another keeper. Hold on.
This is new. I paid up for it, 20 bucks.
What is it?
It's an industrial theft resistant drawstring backpack. It's inside here.
This is worth 75.
What?
And simple to
Is it selling for that?
ship. Yeah, 75. It's sold for that. Yes.
And then what is that green thing?
This is a cooler.
Ice Mule.
Ice Mule cooler. She said it's been used once, so.
But it looked like she took good care of her stuff.
And it is selling for there's one for 114.
What?
129.
How did you know to look that stuff up?
Because it's in such good shape.
Again, major score. Bow down to you.
And did you film
Hats
that
off.
Yeti that I got
Yes,
for $60?
yes. It's a Wednesday night, and I just kind of want to give you guys an update where I'm at as far as starting my new series. I've decided to name my new series Kaizen Reseller Series, and I'll go more into kind of the origin of that name and so forth with that. I'll be really honest in basically committing to optimize my eBay, reselling, everything that goes with reselling, and then also my YouTube. It's kind of I really am realizing that I bit off a really big bite basically as far as getting started, and I'm struggling to make the first video. Basically because I want to take a really top-down look at my entire business, and that's a really overwhelming process. And so just let you guys know an update on that project. I am still planning on moving forward with it, but in the meantime, before I put out my first video for that one, I do still want to produce regular content. And I've kind of decided to, instead of doing just a strictly sold video, move toward a video that I'm kind of going to call like Bolos and best practices. Ultimately, with this being the EarlyBirdPicker Nest, I'll probably call it Bolos and Nest Practices because I really just think that has a fun ring to it. So let me just show you one thing that I sold tonight that's a Bolo, and then a Nest practice as far as customer service goes that hopefully brings some value to you. I do have a lot of experience working in basically retail environment that had a really high standard customer service, and so like I was saying, there's a lot of things that I do in my reselling business that I've probably never shared before, and if they can be of help to you, I want to pass those along. So let me show you the Bolo first. So you guys know that run specialty is pretty much my premier thing that I love to sell and that I know the most about. So just want to point this out. I've done this one in the past, but this is a major Bolo, the New Balance 990 series. When it comes to New Balance, typically, this is not always, but in general, the higher the number of the series, so you can see this is the 900 series, the higher original retail value it has, meaning the higher resale value it has. This shoe retails, in the 150 to 160 range. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's up there for sure. The 990, the current version, I know the current version is number 5 on their website. This one that we have here is the version 4. So this is one model back, but it still has great resale value. What makes this shoe particularly special compared to most shoes on the run specialty retail market, it's made in the USA, and that is completely unusual. Most shoes are not made in the USA anymore. This is the first ever run specialty shoe to break the $100 mark decades ago, and so it's a legacy shoe. Basically, it has a lot of heritage for New Balance, and there's a ton of people that wear this shoe. This one in particular was in really nice condition. This shoe comes in a lot of different widths, and so you guys got to be careful about that. This is a women's 9-2E, which is considered an extra wide. A women's standard width is B as in boy, wide is D as in dog, and then it goes on 2E is extra wide, and I believe that it's possible they even make this shoe in a women's 4E, which would be a women's extra wide. And so anyway, I picked this one up for $9.99 cost of good, and it just sold for 40 bucks plus shipping on eBay, so definitely making some good money there. So if you find this particular model, the 990, in this general condition or better, if you're picking it up for $10 or less, that's about what you can expect to get for it. If this were the current model, I'd probably be getting closer to the 50 or 60 plus shipping on eBay. So that is the Bolo of the night. Okay, so as far as the Nest practice that I want to talk about tonight has to do with refunding a buyer when something that you sent did not survive. It was like a breakable, and it broke along the way. And so just to start off with, I'll say that my personal opinion of how I pack my stuff, I pack items like they're getting ready to get dropped, like from the moon to Earth, and trying to survive like breaking if someone dropped it that far. I way overpack my stuff with bubble wrap, tape, everything. And so anytime I get a message that something arrived broken, I'm always really surprised, and I'm always sure to ask for pictures because I'm just so surprised that would be possible. But at the end of the day, things like that do happen. You just never know what's going on in transit with the item. So to start with, I pack my stuff really well. But in the case that it does happen and I get a message from a buyer that something arrives broken and they send pictures, here's the process that I follow. I will say, fortunately, it's not that often because, like I said, I pack my stuff really well. Here's a message that I received, and fortunately this person just sent me the message directly. They didn't ask for a return or a refund or item not as described on eBay. They just sent me a message. It says, "I hate to report that the bean pot did not survive. I've included pictures, please advise." And so this was a Boston baked beans 2.5 quart stoneware pot with lid. And they sent pictures with their original message of it being broken. And so there's nothing more that I can do about that as far as questioning the validity of that return. I do want to acknowledge, especially for people that are new to selling on eBay, there are people that will try and scam you on eBay by asking for a return for an item saying something was broken, and they'll often not include pictures. I've definitely had it happen to me. One particular instance, someone claimed that not a GoPro, not a, it's like one of those watches that tracks your, like how many steps you take. It was a Fitbit. They claimed that a Fitbit that I had sent was not functioning. Well, the funny thing was, it was like over a long weekend, and I hadn't even sent the Fitbit yet. It was still in my garage, and they even sent a picture of it not working. And so there are definitely cases where people are trying to scam you, because in this case, they likely had one that was not working at home. They probably were going to get mine, switch it out, the broken one for the correct, the one that was working, the one that I sent, and then try to do a return like that. Unfortunately, there are situations like this on eBay that exist. There are definitely people that scam you. At the end of the day, you can only do your best when you're a seller to figure out if it's a scam or not. But if someone provides proof like this, then basically you have to give them the money back. And so I like any other seller, hate doing returns because it's basically just you're losing money. But at the end of the day, what's more important to me than losing however much money I lost from this is protecting my seller status, keeping my top rated status, not giving the buyer a reason to leave you negative feedback and so forth. So basically, just from my training of customer service experience, first off, you want to, general guidelines, acknowledge the issue. You want to thank the customer in some way for bringing it to your attention, which I don't actually think I did in this one, but moving forward I probably will include. You want to talk about how you're going to change your process or kind of make adjustment to whatever you're doing so it doesn't happen again in the future. You want to go ahead and refund the person before you send the message, so that when you send them your message, you can say, I've included the refund, and apologize. I think is really important. So let me just send you the note. Let me just share with you the note that I sent this person. I'm just going to read it to you, and there's definitely ways that it could be improved, but I think it's a pretty good starting place for like a template that you could use for when you're having to send a message to a buyer about a refund for a broken item. And so here's what I said. I said, "I'm so sorry that that was your experience. I really do my best effort to pack breakables as best as possible, but I'll definitely make note of this and try to improve my processes moving forward. I've sent a full refund, and I want to apologize if this has inconvenienced you in any way. So sorry, Rafa." And so I just think that's really important to acknowledge, like the inconvenience portion, because I have no idea. Maybe this pot was meant to be like a gift or something, and now they don't have it in time. Whenever someone's buying something on eBay, I've heard some sellers that are YouTube resellers basically say that if something's not working, it's no big deal. They have a really good return policy where they'll just return the money, replace the item. It's no big deal. But from my perspective, that's not always the case, because somebody might have a time deadline that maybe they're really looking forward to the item. And so it's important when you're selling stuff to go beyond just the fact of they're going to get their money back, but also to acknowledge the fact that they maybe needed this item for a really high priority reason. whatever the case may be, and that there's more to it than a lot of times just giving the money back. And so this is kind of my starting place as far as what my typical message would be when making a return. I do want to add that this one I got to within like 24 hours of receiving the message. Ideally, I would have opened this message within like 1 to 3 hours probably of receiving it, especially with having the pictures right there. Immediately give the refund and then send the message, because there's no reason that to add to someone's anger basically on top of receiving a broken item or their disappointment, to add an added layer of making them wait a long time for your response and ultimate refund. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. When you're sending the refund, it's good just to acknowledge some of those things. You know, acknowledge that you're sorry for their experience, or in some way that you're making note of that you're doing your best thing possible to send items how they should be, but you'll take note of how to improve. What I would add to this is I thank you for bringing it to my attention and allowing me to, you know, work this out ahead of time, basically, without them going through the return process, giving you a chance to fix it for them, letting them know that you send the refund. So you first go ahead and send the refund and then message them, and then apologize again at the end and just send the message. So please let me know in the comment of this video if it's been helpful for you at all. Also comment below if there's any additional thing that you include in your kind of template message in this situation that you think that I should include in mine. I'd love to beef mine up. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Early Bird Picker, and as always, I'll see all y'all on the next video.